What is up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Danny Show. I'm your host, Danny Cody. This is where I give commentary and reviews on all things wrestling. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I would just like to say thank you guys so much for the views and the many likes that you gave to the funny video that I did about Logan Paul talking about Ricochet's girlfriend with the mixture of Will Smith. 30 people appreciated that one. Thank you guys so much for that. That being said, let's get started with today's review of Friday Night Smackdown from Ohio. This is a going home episode of SmackDown, as we like to call it. And we opened up the show with everyone's favorite wrestler from SmackDown, LA Knight. Yeah. With Sheamus going one on one. And it was a pretty good match. Of course, there was that little accident where they had the top rope botch, as they would call it. However, despite all that, they continued to have a match. All the superstars from the Battle Royal showed up. There's going to be a Battle Royal tomorrow, and all the contestants showed up tonight and made it look like a lumberjack match. Nonetheless, LA Knight won after Sheamus got distracted fooling around with The Miz, who recently broke his long 25 match losing streak. Speaking of matches at SummerSlam, I need to say this real quick. It was brought to my attention that Becky versus Trish Stratus will not happen tomorrow. And they said because they won't have enough time, which is ridiculous because what should happen is that the Battle Royal should have been on the kickoff show and Trish Stratus versus Becky should have been on the main show if time is an issue. But to pull one of the great matches that were looking forward to in SummerSlam off the card kind of sucks. Even though I still think it's going to be a great night, pulling that match off is going to really suck. But we still have some women's matches to look forward to, including the MMA match between Rousey and Ronda, which I think it should be that way between those two. Fun fact, there have been two matches MMA style to take place at SummerSlam. Both Lions Den matches being 1998 Ken Shamrock versus Owen, and the next one being an extreme like match between Ken Shamrock and Steve Blackman at 1999 SummerSlam. Both of which I believe Ken Shamrock has won. But nonetheless, we're going to get that feel tomorrow, except without an octagon cage. Now, moving forward, we have a great promo for Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes building up for tomorrow's SummerSlam. And we also have the continuance of the early fight in the night with the Brawling Brutes fighting with the OC during the Lumberjack Light stage in the match with LA Knight versus Sheamus. So the Brawling Brutes and the OC will go at it with Pete Dunne manipulating not just joints, but he'll twist ears and beards. Nonetheless, the match didn't continue because the new and improved Street Profits came and tore everybody down, just wreaked havoc all over the place. And then Bobby Lashley came out to an amazing ovation and having his name chanted throughout Ohio. Now the question is, many people kept saying that the Street Profits are going to turn heel soon. But after the warm ovation received tonight, I don't know if they're technically heels because they got a pretty good ovation tonight. Moving forward, we have Paul Heyman coming out and dissing the women of Ohio, or should I say the ladies of Ohio, and building up a promo for SummerSlam tomorrow before Jay comes out and then Solo comes out. Solo tells Paul leave and gets super kicked in the face for it. Then we have Austin Theory versus Cameron Grimes. Cameron Grimes really dominated that match, thanks in part to the distraction of Santos Escobar getting revenge for Austin Theory attacking him in the beginning of the night. The opening match of SmackDown was very chaotic, as we can see through this review. However, the match tonight between Theory and Grimes owned the match. I honestly thought that they were going to treat Grimes like a jobber to help build Theory up, but it was not to be. However, nonetheless, Austin Theory did win the match, but Cameron Grimes put up a fight against Theory and could very well be a contender for the U.S. Championship. Second to LA Knight. Also, we have Grayson Waller hosting Bailey and Io of Damage Control, and Grayson Waller pranks Bailey. But of course, when the music hit, that was not a prank. And Shotzi showed up with a new look. As mentioned before, the new look was to support her sister battling cancer, and I pray that she defeats it. However, Shotzi came tonight in a deranged attitude, trying to give Bailey a haircut, and Bailey got chased away, and Michael Cole was enjoying it because Bailey loves Michael Cole. I don't care what anyone says. And also, who was behind the tank? It was none other than one of my SmackDown favorites, Zelina Vega, who would pull off another win on Io Sky tonight in a match, due in part to a distraction of Bailey being chased around by Shotzi during the match. But I'm really happy for Zelina. I think she's really cool. Also, we have our main event tonight. We have Solo versus Jay, and Jay and Solo both paying homage to The Rock. We have Jay giving The Rock smacks, laying the smackdown. And then we have Solo Sikoa going for the modified rock bottom, his own spinning solo. But nonetheless, after trading super kicks, Jay would go for the spear and the splash and win the match. Now, you know what would be interesting? Jay has been doing that to get at Roman. Now, what would happen, say, if Roman went for a splash tomorrow or a super kick? Something that's not the norm for Roman. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? But in any event, moving forward, I'm going to give you quick predictions. First off, Seth to win. I can't say I know who's going to win between Shayna and Rousey, but I know it's going to be good. They still should have had Becky versus Trish, but that's an injustice. I don't think Jay's going to win tomorrow. I think Roman Reigns is going to get this one in Tribal Combat. I don't think they're going to book Jay to stop it. But I think it is going to be an awesome match nonetheless. I hope Ricochet kicks Logan Paul's butt. And what's interesting is Logan Paul is engaged as well. Now, let's see what happens if somebody mentions Logan Paul's fiance. Let's see how that feels, Logan. You reap what you sow in this world. But in any event, let me know your thoughts in the comments on what you thought about tonight's episode of SmackDown, as well as the review. I'm your host, Daniel Cody, and that's all the time I have for you today. And I'll be back with another review on all things wrestling. Have a great weekend, folks.